Well, good morning. You know this broadcast as long as it's been around. The Leading Leaders podcast, Tell It Like It Is TV, has been focused on three primary agendas. Now, everything is under the umbrella of leadership, but we talk about faith, family, and freedom as it relates to leadership. And I understand that all of you who are regular watchers, whether it's while it's live at 6 in the morning or it's on the replay later or after you found it shared somewhere, are interested in those things: faith, family, freedom, and leadership. And I know that there's a young contingent of 18 to 30 somethings on the African continent, in Nigeria and Ghana and Guyana and Congo, who are interested in those things as well. And although your culture and our cultures are completely different, although your experiences through the Christmas holidays and ours are completely different, although the turmoil in your streets and the turmoil in our streets are two totally different things, as leaders, we still realize our number one priority is the power of influence. And our ability to influence means that we have to be concerned about the heart and soul, the mind, the feelings, the thoughts of others. Now, this particular podcast today will also be shared with Parenting Teenagers Online. Dr. Poby has asked me to cover this particular podcast because she's very busy with lots of relatives visiting for the holidays, and that's expectable and it's respectable. I know that some of you during this holiday season, you look at it and you go, well, it's not my religious faith to be Christian, therefore the whole baby Jesus thing, I'm out. Or maybe it's just purely a secular, we like to exchange gifts and visit with family. It's a good time. Everybody gets vacation time and time off, and so we're going to celebrate it that way. All of those are great reasons to get together. But let me remind you, too, that there are those who maybe this, as it was for two in our family, was their very first Christmas. One at 5 months old and one at 7 months old. It was their very first Christmas. And so everybody wanted to be around the babies, and everybody wanted to hold the babies, and everybody wanted to talk to babies, and so there's a lot of focus on the babies. And we had two Christmas package opening ceremonies because we had kids in from out of town who weren't able to make it on the Christmas holidays, and then others that were. And so we've done this whole Christmas thing with Christmas dinner, and everybody gathered twice this month. And it's fascinating. It's a huge opportunity for us to get everybody together, to have all the kids and all the grandkids in the house at once. And it's an honor to have that opportunity. And so it brings a lot of joy to my heart to be together with my now grown children, 19 to 29 years old, and all of their babies and young soon-to-be teenagers. But I also know that there are some that, like my wife, is now experiencing less than a handful of Christmases without her mother. And that's a hard one. It's hard to get through the holidays when that one person that you've always expected to be there just isn't there. They can't be there. I saw a friend's Facebook post that he came home on Christmas Eve from work and found his wife had passed on to eternity while he was gone to work. I can't even imagine the punctuation mark that puts on holidays for the rest of your life. I know there are some who are struggling in their relationships, and they're not sure if their marriage is going to make it through the holidays, and some who are struggling in their careers, and they're not sure if their job's going to make it through the holidays. And it's been a tough season for us in the last quarter of 2017. The finances haven't been what we expected. I left in full-time employment and went back into full-time self-employment, and that transition in Q4 of any year is a bit of a struggle, building up the client base, getting things restarted. That can be complicated. Now, on a good note, in the last couple of weeks, I have had a chance to completely re-editing and redesigning the cover for the 5 battle strategies, which has already sold out of the first print order that we did. So we'll be ordering the new one right after the first of the year. I finished all 62 tracks of the recording of the 5 battle strategies, so the audiobook will be released in the next couple of weeks. That's pretty exciting for me. But see, my Christmas joy is a little bit different than everybody else's. I've also, in the last 12 hours, had 2 different potential coaching clients that I've been talking to say we're ready to get started right after the first of the year. Well, that makes my January great, but it didn't really change my financial situation for the Q4 for the month of December. So there weren't many packages under our tree. But that wasn't what we got together for. I mean, for the little kids it was. That's where we focused all of our gifts. But we got together because our greatest gift is our family. Our greatest gift is the time we get to spend with our kids and our grandkids, and to have my grandmother and my mother and my grandchildren in the house. 5 generations. That's pretty exciting to me. So I'm asking you as leaders, as influencers, to consider, as you talk to people about the holidays and over the holidays and express your joy with the things that you received or the people you got to spend time around, that you also remain sensitive, whether you're 10 or 110, to understand that there are people who, while they love to celebrate the holidays, are maybe missing someone. Maybe the loss of a child or a friend, a relative, that is really a crushing blow to them. And rather than just projecting your feelings, whether it's extreme ecstatic joy over everything you received and how good it was, or it's extreme sadness because you're the one who's lost, as a leader, remember that your influence is so critical and so important, and your influence really isn't about you. Influence is about influencing the nobility of others. How do you live a life that's so excellent that you give away dignity to others? For me, that's what it really means to learn to roar, and that's what I teach. For you, I want it to be as simple as saying, I want to allow myself to love people right where they are, not to project on them my emotions, whether they're extreme joy or extreme sadness, not to try to make them feel like I feel, but to allow them to feel more like themselves, to empower them to be better people. Parents, that's your job anyway. It's our job as parents to be able to set the tone and set the mood, to be steadfast, to be the mature one. Because we know, especially with adolescents, their emotions are all over the board. Drama sets in and everything goes out of whack in a matter of seconds. And sometimes it takes days to get them back to an even keel. It's our job as mature adults to be responsible for how we feel and responsible for how we allow others to be influenced by our emotions. Take some time to be responsible that way, and take some time through these holiday season, through these next few days as you're coming back into the new year, to make sure that the way you love others is right where they are, not just projected from where you are. And then one last reminder. Remember too, you've got like 9 days left. Actually less than that now. We're down to like 5 days before the new year starts. Take advantage of those 5 days before January 1st hits, before New Year's Eve hits. Get busy doing what you want to be doing through the rest of the year. Set your projections, set your image, and then charge forward with it. Love others right where they are, and get busy for 2018. Now's a great time to get a head start on it. If you've got your goals written down, if you've got your objectives written down, if you know what your agenda is for 2018, don't wait for January the 2nd to get started on it. Get busy today. You have a great opportunity today. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.